ball and then tried to... so stop looking for that Messiah and start looking to your Messiahs.
See these cameras?
Yeah, get that done. Stitched on.
Well, Saints fans, that's the end of another disappointing season, unfortunately, for the St Kilda Football Club. We tried to finish on a high. We threw everything at the Swans that we could, but in the end, just not good enough skills-wise to get the job done. So, in saying that, I don't come in here feeling too negative about the game. I think the season as a whole, you can look at it and feel very negative, but I didn't feel too bad after the game because it could have been a hell of a lot worse. But, boys, I'm feeling okay. How are we feeling in here? Jakey, how are you?
Yeah, just processing everything, Joycey.
Yeah.
Could have been worse. You say could have been worse. Could have been Carlton.
Oh,
And that essentially has just given me a bit of a spring in my step, boys, Hearing the news that Carlton missed the finals by 1 point yesterday during our game, immediately felt like Saints won the flag. Like, I was very, very happy that Carlton missed out.
So the demise of other clubs helps you feel at rest.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. When you're a Saints fan, you got to look outside finding happiness within the club. You got to look outside the four walls of the club,
It's
Joycey.
find misery out of other people's misery.
That's exactly
Well,
right.
how many people enjoy misery from our demise,
Yeah.
So you it goes two ways.
Yeah. So fair. And now, old mate over here, Marshy, you're sounding a little bit hoarse.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on here?
Oh, yip, lads and listeners. Lack of match fitness.
Yeah.
I was
A test.
in more ways than one, to be honest, actually, because I got to the ground a bit late yesterday. So first game back since the Carlton game, ironically, and suffice to say a lot has changed since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I rocked up when I think Kingy kicked like his second goal, maybe.
At the back, that one?
Yeah. I didn't see it. I just saw that he'd kicked it, So I was probably at about aisle 35 at this stage. So I had to get my jog on, and then I rocked into the aisle as soon as the crew were going up with his hymn, and tell you what, it took us about 10 minutes to bounce back. I was so out of breath, but it's good to be back at the footy. The boys, they gave us some entertainment, and they had a crack. And this game and last week's game, if we bring that intensity, if we could get the intensity right, if we could do that consistently, then we're not, I reckon, A, we're playing finals, and B, we're just not negative about our lads.
Yeah. I think the main thing for me watching yesterday and the reason that we're not making finals was just the skill errors, the simple skill errors. A lot of handballs going to feet, a lot of kicks falling metres short, and just putting other players under pressure. We start to hit those targets. We start to open up the game a bit more, and we absorb the pressure that Sydney were putting on because they put us under quite a bit of pressure. We put them under pressure as well. We had, I think, turnovers were in the 80s. So like 82 turnovers, which is a lot for a game of footy.
Yeah, I think 50 is usually kind of where we're at.
That's
and that's still pretty bad.
Yeah, 50 to 60 is usually where we're at. And that's, as you said, still a bit. But 82 turnovers is just ridiculous. But in saying that, Sydney had 75.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty scrappy game in terms of skill. And it's something that Sydney need to refine going into finals, I think, especially if they're going to be playing at the SCG. So, not all bad. There were some really, really great individual performances in that game, and none better than Ben Long.
Wow.
Yeah. He's the reason why my voice is cooked.
Yeah.
He was immense.
Yes.
Wasn't he?
Those big marks.
Oh.
The kicks hitting targets. Like, he was at 96% efficiency.
Swinging on that right foot. He was hitting everything, wasn't he?
That's exactly right. He took 17 marks.
And 3 speckies.
3
Kicked
speckies.
a goal. 8 tackles or 9 tackles or something.
Yeah.
It's basically the complete game. He did everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He did everything you could ask from anyone.
Yeah.
And more.
And more. That's exactly right. So Ben Long, hats off. Like,
Surely that's 3 votes, Ben Long.
Oh, surely.
It's got to be, and Sainer easily Sainer of the round.
Easily.
Sainer of the round. I was going to say, if they give Sainer of the round to Kingy, Ben Long deserves to leave.
It has to be Longy.
Oh, it has to be Longy. So we need to put that contract on his desk by tomorrow morning. Mm-hmm. And, really keep him locked in for at least the next 2 to 3 years, I think, because...
He's become the new D-Mac.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
He's had the last sort of, 6 weeks of form where once he got back into the team and he was at the sub and all of that, at least when he came on, he impacted. I think it was the Geelong game maybe when he came in and just made an immediate impact.
Yeah.
So I guess, he's really filled in D-Mac's shoes. He's hard, he's uncompromising, and he gives it a crack for 4 quarters. So.
Yeah, and we're starting to build. Like, unfortunately, it's all too late.
Yeah.
But we're starting to find the players that are willing to actually give it a crack.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the younger boys. So Longy for 1, D-Mac for 2. But then Owens and Windhager just go absolutely nuts at the footy. They don't give up. Machito Owens...
Oof.
Yeah, he's a beast.
He is an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
Like... He is unrelenting. So as soon as he starts to put on a bit of size width-wise...
I really can't wait until round 1 next year just to see what
the size of them.
Yeah, the size and just the tank. Yeah, just everything that comes with the pre-season.
Yeah.
Them boys are going to be weapons.
Imagine like Owens, Jack Hayes in the forward line, crashing packs. And
Oh, yeah, Jack Hayes.
like it's terrorising. And then Kingy and maybe another forward or 2, who knows.
Well, what I love about Machito Owens is he does just as much damage in the middle of the ground.
Yeah.
So he can fly, but he can
He's
also...
a slippery eel.
He is a slippery eel, and that's why I'm saying he reminds me of Fife.
Yeah.
I said it last week. Like, I don't know anyone else that can go in the air and have the moves like he has. And he is. He is the eel. Should we call him that from now on? Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. The eel.
The label, yep.
Machito Eel Owens. A few other great performances. We, of course, say goodbye and farewell to Dan Hanbury.
Yep.
Didn't get what we wanted out of him, unfortunately. So.
How is it that he plays his best game in his
It's
retirement
his best game.
Oh,
It's his
fuck
best game
off, bloke.
for the club.
I
His
know.
last game for the club.
I
He's
know.
taking the piss.
30
Absolutely
disposals.
hilarious. That's the most St Kilda thing ever, isn't it, boys?
Yeah.
100%, and then topped up by the club putting out his little message after the game saying he was really grateful for St Kilda.
Yeah.
And they're saying,
Mutual. The feeling's mutual.
the feeling's mutual.
Yeah.
I tell you what, whoever's running the St Kilda socials, no, it fucking isn't. Name one person who is grateful for Dan Hanbury's stint in our retirement village, and I'll buy them a hamburger with a lot because there's none out there.
Brilliant. Jack Steele. just
Solid again.
Solid again.
Yeah.
There were a couple of moments with Jack that I was like, I reckon he could have got that, especially the chase with Chad Warner. You remember where Chad Warner kicked it from the centre square?
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong, Chad Warner's a fucking jet. Like, he's an unbelievable young player. But I saw him just reach out his right hand and then take it down because he could have got him. He could have reached onto him, grabbed him by the shorts and held him up, but it was the shoulder. So I think he was just being a bit
Didn't want to overdo
cautious.
it.
That's
Yep.
exactly
Fair
right. And
enough.
spent a bit of time forward late in the game as well and kicked that goal. So that just makes me think they just,
Because he really hasn't bounced back.
No.
Not the way he was
Yeah.
21 and 20. No.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's still a great performance, like 10 marks as well from a midfielder's fantastic, 2 inside 50. And he's leading up at the footy. And
Did I leave my glasses at home? But did I see that Ben Long had 17 marks? I know we
Yes.
spoke.
Mentioned
Yeah.
Yeah.
17 marks.
Yeah,
17 marks is ridiculous.
Fucked.
Yeah, so let's go through Benny Long's stats here, all right?
How
So he
many-
had 27 disposals, 17 of them kicks, 10 handballs, 17 marks, 3 tackles, a goal, disposal efficiency 96%,
Oh, stop it.
contested possessions 11, uncontested 15, 1 turnover, and that was the one kick that he muffed, 13 intercept possessions, 5 score involvements, 5 contested marks, and 8 pressure acts.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
nuts.
That is stupidly good. Like,
And he hurt blokes too.
absolutely. I was going to say, did he get reported? He got reported, on the ground.
for the
Yeah.
high arm.
Yeah, and I think it's like
been
that's
thrown out, I'm
that's
pretty
been
sure.
thrown out. But it's funny. I was talking to Dad, and he was like, because we didn't see that at the game. Like, I had to
No.
watch the replay and go, Dad, like, you were right again, because what happened was like, Ben Long always comes into this rich vein of form and gets suspended for something just really weird.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and of
You saw
course,
it,
pardon?
You saw it in the end.
I saw it in the end.
punch.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think he's fine. But
It's outrageous though. But like, why are players in this day and age are they still getting reported on field as if the umpires don't already have enough on their plate?
yes.
Like,
Do it later.
That's
Review the game
what they
later.
do anyways.
Yeah.
For everything
then it sets
else,
the player off a little bit too.
It does.
Correct.
And it's not like it's soccer where it's like, okay, you've been reported, that's a yellow card.
Yeah.
If you do that again, you're off for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Fair enough if we actually implemented that.
Yeah,
You're like,
exactly.
okay,
Yeah.
then you can reprimand them.
Yep.
But there's no consequences. If he goes and does the exact same thing 5 minutes later,
Yeah.
he's playing out the rest of the game. He's just reported twice.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah.
no send-off rule.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which is actually surprising, to be honest.
Yeah.
Worst case, like if there's a brawl and someone actually clocks someone,
Yeah.
there's nothing saying that you can tell that player to go sit on the pine for the rest of the game. So there's a bit of a grey area there, I think.
Yeah, very much a bit of a grey area there. I think Leonard played a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good. His
he
ball
really-
use was very good. Spread the ground.
Yep.
Kicks that 55-metre dart.
It's
The
just so
switch.
nice to watch.
When we're switching, give it to him.
Oh, definitely.
Because that's where he gets it over a zone
Yep.
and we're away.
Also had 9 marks himself.
I'm sorry, this is my last one on Longy, but we were talking about it a few weeks ago where we don't seem to have a player that had a license to go and do what they want. But that seemed to be Longy's game.
That is
He's
his.
in the back line, he was in the forward line, he's in the middle.
Yeah.
I don't know, where was he playing?
He was playing off of the half-back flank.
Yeah,
but
right.
He
just
was
running
roaming
ragged.
between. He was pretty much between either end. He was right off that wing,
Yeah.
covering the arcs.
Yeah.
And that's where he intercepted any time Sydney stuffed up a ball.
Yeah.
He was there.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was so good. Sinclair again.
Oh.
And on the back of that, All-Australian nomination for Jack
Yep.
Sinclair. So
Big claps.
congratulations,
First
mate.
one in his career, not the last.
Not the last,
that's for
first
sure.
one in his career, well deserved, and we all in here strongly believe that he should be on the back flank in the
Yep.
All-Australian team, and our boy Callum Wilkie.
Oh,
Yeah,
Superstar.
Silky
That is
Wilkie.
just-
Took care of Buddy as well.
took
Again.
care of Buddy.
Again.
Yeah,
Loves it.
it's so nice, isn't it? It's so nice to see that we've got that lockdown defender that can just take a player, like a big player, out of the game. So, Callum Wilkie, exceptional. Great, he's getting recognition now. Fantastic, and it hasn't stopped him from playing good footy.
Yeah,
You know,
he's that
he keeps
focused.
that's exactly right. He's such an honest footballer.
But just on Jack Sinclair,
Yeah.
I haven't seen the pixels. I'm only going from what I saw at the ground, but that 50, was it there? Where I think he tackled Heaney, got the
I
hold
don't
on the
remember
ball.
that.
I don't remember
Honestly,
that, to be honest, mate.
I don't
Really?
remember a 50.
It was like a reversal. Oh, it wasn't a 50, it was a reversal.
Oh, the reversal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what that was for.
Because he tackled him, holding the ball. He gave him the sucked in, a bit of
Yeah.
a scrimmage.
Yeah.
But they said that it was too high or something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
And then it was reversed, and then
I
they
didn't
kick
see
a
that,
goal
to be
from
honest.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was
Oh,
doing.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
ooh, livid.
Yeah. No, I remember that and just going like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? It's too far away from it. But yeah, and then I think we'll wrap it up on this bloke, but for I guess for the game sort of aspect, but Kingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
5 zip
credit.
after 0-5.
And whoever gave him shit last week, just have a quiet one this week. Cause
Yeah, that's exactly
we
right.
saw
Shut your
what he's
mouth.
capable of. The left foot on the boundary.
So what was
the
it, 5
dribbler.
straight?
5 straight.
Five
Straight.
straight.
Off the back of 0-5.
So-
Which is just hilarious. And of course, it didn't really fucking matter this time. So,
And that's
like-
that's what the haters will say. Is, oh,
Yeah,
you could have
it's-
done it a week ago. We'd be a chance for finals,
Yeah,
mate.
but that's it. He's a kid. He learns.
He's a kid. He
Yeah.
learns.
And when he had his opportunities this week, he made the most
And he
of them.
played on good defenders. The McCann
Yes.
brothers, like they've
Oh,
been
he-
touted
he-
as all Australian form. Took care of him.
Who's the
Yeah.
younger McCartan?
Tom.
I think it's
McCartan.
Tom.
He made him look stupid.
Yeah.
I think he gave him a bit of a whack.
I was going to say the thing I really loved about Kingy's game is he actually was leading and flying and hurting whoever was in his way.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed Blakey.
Yeah.
Like, cleaned up
Yeah.
Blakey. You're like,
Yeah. Stayed
yes,
down.
that's what those knees are meant
He
to do.
got the knees up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first time he's done it all year.
Yeah.
Or his whole career at the Saints, that's the first time he's done
I was
it.
going to say West Coast, he did it, and that was the only time
Yeah, true.
where he kicked his 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time I've seen him smash packs. And
He was roaming really well in the arc as well.
Yeah.
Like even when we were 70 out. and
Yes.
It's like it's not quite going to come to him yet, but he was still moving and just trying to get between, like, his defender between another forward and losing them on the run. And
He looks
Absolutely.
purposeful.
great. Yeah, he really finished the year well.
I thought Tom Campbell was great.
Yeah,
I thought
definitely
he was
needs
fantastic.
to stick around if he's
But
not contracted.
I think we saw on the flip side, though, it was at the expense of Marshall.
8 disposals.
No marks.
Very quiet.
No marks. Yeah.
That's probably the first in his career at the Saints.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
No marks.
But 8 disposals, like 2
Yeah.
weeks ago, he was getting 30.
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
so
yeah.
big difference.
I mean, we've said for a while that he's carrying something, so maybe he just gave himself a bit of a license to
Just take it easy.
take it easy.
He seemed to play out of the square a bit as well, just sitting in
yeah,
the goal
like
square.
he still had 21 hitouts, so
Yeah.
you know, it's still a decent effort. But yeah, Tom Campbell, 12 disposals, 5 marks, 4 tackles.
Yeah.
So
Couple of
yeah,
free kicks.
couple of free kicks as well. Yeah, he was getting right on top of Hickey, wasn't he? He was getting right on top of him. So yeah, that was awesome to see. So very, very happy with that. There are a few downsides to the game. I mean, like, I think Dougal Howard had a shocker. You know, he was hitting some good targets, but the one that killed me for Dougal Howard was when the game was really on the line and he went to punch that ball on the line when he could have just stuck his hand out and touched it.
And he missed
tried
it.
to smack the crap out of it, and I was like, that is just like, that was right in front of me, and I was like, you were there, you had your opponent beat.
Oh, that was a goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
called it touch. Yeah, he
Yeah.
called it touch. He's like, oh, I came off my knuckles.
Oh, that was...
Mate,
yeah.
if it comes off your knuckles, you can get your hand out and you can just flick it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to punch the shit out of the ball
Yeah.
every single time. Just caress it over the line.
Yeah.
Just tap it. Get your hand out there.
Just
but he
tap it
waited
in.
for the drop of the ball. Pardon?
Just tap it in.
tap it in.
Tap it in. Just tap it in.
Tap, tap, taparoo.
Go to your happy place.
Oh, tappy.
But yeah, he waited for the drop of the ball and then tried to bloody
Jake's been silly over here.
Shooter.
shoot him again.
Love that movie.
Hey, pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No. Anyway, sidetrack there. But yeah, so I thought he had a pretty rough game. I didn't think that was his best.
The Smalls, Higo and Butler are pretty quiet as
Yeah,
well.
I would kill for a good small forward that can kick goals.
I want to kill for one that can just roam through the midfield as well.
I missed this
Get the
one.
ball.
I heard it on the radio, but did he miss 10 metres out?
Yes,
in
it
front?
was, but it wasn't that. It was no more than 5 metres off the ground. Did you see it?
What was that?
Higo, his miss.
Oh,
How
the
low it
kick.
was.
Yeah, it was shit.
Oh.
If someone was on the goal line, they
Yeah.
probably would have been able to touch it anyway. It was like this high off the ground, mate.
he
And it was,
looks
it was from a
like-
set shot, wasn't it?
Set
Yeah.
shot, 5-10 metres out.
He looks like a 5-year-old kid that's got a full-size match ball in his hands trying to kick.
He does.
He just, there's no grip, there's no poise, there's nothing there that suggests that he's got control over that football.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not there. Like, he can't mark over his head. It's just nothing's there to suggest that he knows how to control a football when he's in possession of it. And it's really, really frustrating.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Butler had his moments, but well, they killed us at the drop of the ball.
They did.
Killed us. Their small forwards were on.
Heaney's a fucking good.
He's so good.
So
I'd
good.
kill for a Heaney. Like that Heaney Zerha sort of type that can take a big mark but also crumb the pack to like perfection.
Yeah.
It's just really frustrating to see that we don't know how to read the ball anymore.
Yeah.
And we can't get numbers to that contest.
We need a small that can fly. We don't have a. I mean,
I don't
Owens-
think we need a small that can fly. We just
like-
need a small that can crumb. Like,
But, like-
please just give us a small that can crumb because
Well, Butler does the 1 out of 100 where he's just like, he's probably done it
Steaming
about
through.
15 times.
Yeah.
Just steaming
tilt.
through, full tilt boogie.
Yeah.
But that's like the equivalent of like a small forward crumbing Specky.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I don't think we need a small that can fly because we've got the height. You know, like that's a bonus.
Because Sydney, like all the Sydney Smalls, for me at least, like Hayward, Papley, Heaney, all these
Because-
guys, they all look like they are. One of their skills is marking. I don't know if you
yeah,
get that
they're all
vibe.
very
but
good
if
at
the
that.
ball's
Mark
in the
up there.
air and they're small for
Yeah.
Sydney, I always just back them to take the mark.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're clever in that respect, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, but I think that it's so. But Hayward's not that small. Like he's not that small, and Heaney's not that small. Like Heaney's still over 6 foot. He don't look like it, but he is. He's still over 6 foot. You know, Higgins and Butler are both under 6 foot, and the amount of times we put it on Higgins' head, asking him to take a tall mark, shows me that he's not putting the right work in, but also we're not giving the right work to him. You know, we need to say, you know, take it away from your game.
So with Higo, do you reckon? Because he started the season like a house on fire.
Yeah, and he was taking those marks.
And then delving into the archives a bit, but he got concussed, didn't he?
Yep.
And then, so he missed a fair bit of time through that. And it just seems like he's not fit.
Yeah.
He's not fit and he's lost a bit of that mojo, but...
Yeah.
When he was playing really well earlier in the year too, though, the forward line was way more open.
Yeah.
It is.
Way more open.
He was running back to goal, like
Yeah.
easy goals, one out in the square, over
Yeah.
the back, Butler style.
Yeah,
Whereas
true.
now it's just
It was functioning.
back to goal, like he's leading up at the ball.
Yes.
Whereas before he was going back, he'll push up and then
Yeah.
we'll just kick it over the defender and he'll just mark it
Yeah.
on the run
Yeah.
towards goal.
'Cause
He doesn't do that.
You
in
think
the second
about
half.
our 09-10 era, and just going back, we didn't have smalls that could fly. We just had two blokes that
We just
would
had
go at
Stephen Milne.
absolutely everything. We had Milne that knew how to crumb and Schneider who knew how to crumb. You
And
know,
also mark on the lead because we had
Yes.
players who were able to just kick it.
kick it to the right space.
Just kick it, period.
And
Schneider
that's-
was
yeah.
very underrated at the one-on-one and then the quick push and
Yes.
mark. He
Yeah.
was so good at
He's
that.
good with
He
his
used
body.
his body very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just don't think we have the skill there. Like, Ratton wanted to come to the club and improve on our skill, and
What was the stat? Like 19 out of 22 games we've lost the Clang account?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
Rats
that's bad.
brought it up in his presser. But, yeah, like you say, Joycey, that was Rats' first message to us.
yeah, we need to
To
bring
the
skill into the
football
club.
industry. He's like, we're not tolerating people who can't kick.
Yeah,
But, I don't know, fast forward, what is it? We're into 22 and we're still shit kickers.
yeah,
Our forward line, oh my God. If that's not one of the biggest focus in this preseason, I'll eat my beanie because it was disgusting again yesterday.
yeah,
We're the most predictable team
yeah.
and opposition defence, they must love it.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's the fucking easiest job in AFL.
Yeah.
Defending against St Kilda.
The forward line is, if we want to make finals next year and be serious, the forward connection,
Oh, biggest focus.
if that doesn't improve
Yeah.
and everything else improves, we're still not going to be a good team. Do you know what I mean? Like, if the midfield gets better and the back line gets better and the forward line still stays the way it is,
Yeah.
we're still not going to be serious.
And
we need to fix it.
proof is in the pudding now. The teams who win kick goals.
But look,
Like,
look at the teams that won on the weekend, the top 8 teams.
Yeah.
Collingwood's forward line, very functional, very open. Geelong, the best in the comp.
Yeah.
Melbourne, they
Right.
all know what's going on. They're not stars by any means. Like Ben Brown, he's not a superstar, but
Yeah.
he
I mean,
knows
they're
what he needs to do. There's a structure around it,
Yeah.
and he does what he needs to do.
Even Hawthorn.
Hawthorn,
Like Gunston.
Yep.
Is just, you just need that one smart forward who knows how to navigate a forward 50. Like, and for Melbourne, that's Fritsch. Like, if there's no long target on, you bet your bottom dollar Fritsch is running up at you.
Yeah.
Like, he's been putting the work in off the ball to be able to run around and do lead after lead to come up at you, or he'll see a pack and then sneak around the front of it and someone will hit him.
And that's it. Like, Higgins isn't fit enough to do that.
Nah.
Butler can't take a mark.
Nah.
So it goes back to what we were saying before that.
Can we have
Zohar.
both of them in the team?
Yeah.
no. Drop one of them, get Zohar, done.
Oh, please.
Because we really haven't been humming with both of them in the team.
No, we haven't.
I don't reckon.
And none of it, they haven't had a decent game together.
I was going to say, has
Yeah.
there been a game where they've both kicked multiple goals? Can you remember?
From last
feel
year,
like
I
there
can
wouldn't be
remember. Like when we did Richmond, I think.
Like anytime he
Or
goes
maybe at the
kicked a
start of the year
bag,
they did, but
anytime
yeah.
he's kicked a bag, Butler's kicked either none or maybe one.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
never
They've never-
three to
they've never
Higo,
both
two to
shared in the
Butler.
party.
There's no sharing there.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah, so...
They've done
But yeah.
no Milne Schneiders, none
No.
of those
No,
moments.
none at all. But I guess like we'll talk about it. We're going to keep running the show.
Yeah, don't worry,
Absolutely. Now that Saints footy is done, don't you worry. There's still plenty to talk about. In the
This is our
off-season.
real season.
Yeah, now it kicks off. Now it's getting juicy. It's
That's
getting
exactly
juicy.
right. Getting juicy. So we'll definitely
Exclusive.
be like next week.
It's
it'll
like,
be.
you know the memes that you get over Christmas where it's just like, it's Christmas when Michael Bublé
Yeah.
comes out of his cave.
Yeah.
Like, it's off season when the Saints all come out and they're
That's
talking
exactly
about,
right.
who
Yeah, they'll
we're
have
bringing
Ratton's
in.
head popping out. Just
Yeah.
hello.
Yeah, you got Simon
bloody
Methling, licking his lips.
Alrighty, well, I reckon we'll wrap it up there.
Sounds good.
End of the 2022 season.
Yep, 11 and 11 we find ourselves at the end of the year. And
That's exactly right.
last year it was 10, what was it? 10 and 12. So
10
we
and
are
12.
one game better off and 9% better, 4 goals better off in attack and 10 goals better off in defence, I think.
Yeah.
And,
So
we
slight improvement.
spoiled Sydney's chance of
Top
getting
two.
top 2.
Yeah.
And that was the most impressive thing because they had a shitload to play for yesterday.
Oh, yeah, big time.
and we should have, well, maybe not should have won it, but we definitely could have.
We came close. Yeah, absolutely. Alrighty, well,
Junk mail time.
junk mail time. Let's go.
Jake is junk mail. Jake is junk mail. Jake is junk mail. Jake is junk mail.
Junk mail, let's go!
What was the music? I didn't...
Yeah, it was
Play it live in the
Yeah, I
studio.
didn't play the music, sorry. I had to
I was
line it
ready
up,
to-
so yeah.
No, fair enough. All right. From Mitch T. From Mr. T.
Oh, Peter the Fool.
Hey boys, one for Jake's junk mail here. With us hitting the 60,000 member mark this year, which is great. 60,000
Yeah.
members, first time in our history. Will we hit that again next year, or will the failures of this season haunt us and come back to bite us on the bum? I find it hard to believe that all 60,000 will sign up again next year. What are our thoughts?
Oh, it's not like we're Essendon.
No.
Yeah, I mean, that's a bad situation.
That's so bad.
Yeah.
That's irreversible.
And firstly, thank you, Essendon, for... The heat would have been on us so hard because we've announced the external review.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Essendon just
And then
won up.
Essendon, oh, don't
Hold my
worry,
beer.
Saints, we got you.
Yeah. We
Depends
needed-
what we do in the off-season.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly
'Cause
right.
it's a
and
long
it
time.
accumulates throughout the season as well. So you can expect maybe 40 to 45 at the start of the year. But that's only going to build if we perform.
Yeah, and we
You
were
know?
8 and 3, so that would have a lot of that was at that
was a big
point.
boost, yeah.
Yep. So big off season for our boys.
Massive.
See what happens, because 6-7 months is a big turnaround.
Oh,
We
definitely.
can rock up round 1 and be full of praise. We don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's changes very quick. This one's from the sad Saner.
Yes.
Our mate.
Hey,
I've got his real name here. You know his real name?
No.
no, that's like it's like when in the wrestling when
What's that
Kane took
episode
off
of
his
The
mask.
Simpsons?
Yeah, that's exactly
When
right.
Homer's that guy, Mr. X or something. But not Mr. X.
Mystery something, or the Pie
yeah.
Man.
No, that's Mr. Plow, whatever his name is.
No,
isn't it?
no, wasn't Homer the Pie Man? And he used to like fling pies at people's faces, like all the
It
celebrities.
was one where he had like a paper bag over his head or something, and he drew a question mark on it or something. Do you remember that episode?
Don't know. It's going well, Jake.
Get stuffed. Can someone tell me what episode that is?
I think it's the pie one.
Maybe it's the pie one.
Yeah.
Anyway, he goes, "G'day fellas, what a year, some highs, many lows, Saints footy baby.
Yes.
If players past and present names and nicknames were literal, which player would have the most / least impact? Obviously, Man of Steel is hard to beat, but would love to hear your thoughts. Love you, boys."
Love you
you
too,
too,
mate.
Saner.
So literal nickname. So Man of Steel, obviously Jack Steele.
Like Banger Harvey.
Yeah.
Banger Harvey's pretty
Yeah.
good. Yep.
Hammer for Hamill.
Yep, that's good.
Good one.
There's not many in the current
Skunk,
lot.
no one wants to go near them.
Yeah, yeah. Skunk memory.
Skunk memory.
Yeah.
Bucket's low. I don't think
There's not.
that's not a very good
Do you
nickname.
reckon, like, I've always thought this about nicknames of players, that do you reckon they actually want it to be known what players' nicknames are? Like, is that like a form of like IP, because then the opposition will know what their nicknames are that they're calling them out on the field? Like, or
Oh, they'd pick it up anyway.
they,
Yeah, I don't
they're
think
picking
you-
it up, but like
yeah.
they wouldn't learn it as such.
Nah.
But
I don't think it matters.
well, if it doesn't matter, I've always been big on let the fans know what they go by at Clublands.
Yes,
because
yeah.
you know you feel like you're a bit of the inner sanctum.
Yeah.
Something easy to do. So St Kilda Football Club ahead of next season, if it doesn't go against club IP protocols,
Yeah.
I want to know what the nicknames are of the players.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair call.
That'd be a good one. Yeah.
I'll do a video and I'll
What
go
was
through
Ricky
every player.
Winmars? Was
Yeah.
he the magician?
Oh,
Or
Cuz.
they call it Cuz, yeah.
Cuz. Yeah.
Barker was just Trevor Barker. What was he?
I think
Sparks.
Sparks, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. We wouldn't know. He probably would have like
Oh, Plugger's pretty
sweet,
good.
yeah, plugger.
Plug a locket. Is that it? Is that the...
Why is he plugger?
I don't know.
Like plugs
Yeah.
holes? Like...
Yeah, send it in the DM, Saners. Why is he plugger?
Yeah.
We need to know. This is from Josh. With the club hitting its 150th year next season, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
What would you and the lads like to see celebrated in the 150th year?
Grand final.
Yeah.
For starters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We haven't got many players.
Patience.
Yeah, patience. I don't know. You got to celebrate the club and where it's come from and the roots and everything like that. And what Essendon did for their 150 years was incredible.
Yeah,
Like, that was
they
such
lifted for the year, didn't they?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, but that game where they brought out all their champions and
That was
everything
awesome.
like that was really cool.
And everyone's coming out like wrestling style with the
Yeah.
smoke machines
It was
and
so
hurdy.
awesome.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
It'd be like a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and then Dyson Heppel's giving them the rev up before the game. No, pay for the trouble, we pay for the search.
Jeepers.
Something like that
good.
would be really cool. But of course, we've got to do it at a home game, like against
Get the
another Melbourne
atmosphere
side.
right.
Against
I'd like us to do all celebrations away from match day. Because
True.
whatever we do to recognise and celebrate 150, it has to have absolutely nothing to do with game day because we know how well we go with milestone games.
That's exactly right.
But I'd like to see us actually have a season launch. We haven't done that for a while.
Yeah,
And like back in
COVID.
the day when they did like a big family day season launch at like Luna Park, I want us to go do it at Junction Oval.
Oh yeah.
Have a family day season launch.
Yeah.
Make it a big fucking deal.
We'll make it at RSCO Park. Everyone will get there.
Well, yeah, but like if we want to go back to our roots, let's go
Yeah,
back to where
true.
it began.
Oh,
Junction
yeah, that's a
Oval,
great
St
idea.
Kilda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're obviously not going to be relocating there anytime soon, but
Yeah.
surely we could book them out for a
And
day.
Yeah.
surely we can do something with the Guernsey for the whole year. Something
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
little touch, so
There'll be an emblem or something on
There's
there.
gotta be.
There's got to be, yeah.
A
absolutely.
big crest like this.
that.
What I've got.
Yeah,
crest.
spot on.
Yeah, see there's cameras.
Yeah, get that done. Stitched on.
Stitched
That'd
on,
be
yes,
sick.
stitched on crests.
Nasty. That's, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
And make it a little bit loose so any wayward opposition fingers might get a little bit ouchy.
Yes. I like it.
Yeah. We've got a lot of greats.
I
Like,
was going to say, you want to hear some bad history?
Yeah.
do we?
Yeah, we're 3 years.
Oh, you're going to tell me what they posted on the
On the
useless
useless AFL stats, yeah.
I know.
What is it?
We're 3 years away from being the first team to reach 100 years of not making finals.
Out of our
50.
So it would have been
Yeah.
at that time 154th year of existing.
Yeah.
And 100 of those years we wouldn't have been in finals.
Yeah, so we're expecting that we'll make finals once
so
over
collectively.
the next...
Yeah.
Oh, gee, so we're on 97.
We're on 97.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah. And then
that's-
the next is like 81, which is Melbourne or something like that. So,
Yeah, we're pretty
yeah,
clear
we're
away
up
there.
for another bit of history.
we
Not
love
to
shit
mention the
stats.
longest premiership drought and most wooden spoons, but we all know that too well.
Up the same.
Ah.
Yeah,
the
up the Saners. Let's go. This one's from Thomas. Hey, Jake, you've got a junk mail. First, thanks to you, Marshy and Joycey, for the season. You guys helped me enjoy the highs of Saints footy.
Rock and
Even
roll.
more, meeting you lads and having a laugh has been good.
Good man.
What's your favourite moment of the year other than the obvious Geelong win? Which is obviously mine.
Heading into the
topic.
bye 8-3.
Yeah,
Just
that was
the vibe?
nice.
And
Yeah.
just the vibe saying, like, we cannot not make finals from here. Hold my VB.
Oh, mine would actually be the
Hold
away
my
game.
Carlton.
Oh,
The
God.
away game in Adelaide, being in the cheer squad when Kingy kicked 6 straight, when
Oh.
he came from nowhere in the last 10 minutes to
Yeah,
kick
that would've been
5
nice.
goals.
Yeah.
Being away from home in a crowd full of Saners, such a cool vibe. So
Yeah.
that'd be right up there.
Yeah.
True. What about you, Joycey?
God. Running over Richmond was lovely. Sitting there with my mate and his uncle who were like just so pissed off about the whole thing and throwing so much shade at every St Kilda player and saying, oh, King's overrated, and just all this crap was flying out of their mouth, and I'm just having a blast watching all these goals come through and straight at me. I'm like, yes, bring it on, shut.
What about lowlights, real quick?
Lowlights would be
Cairns.
Cairns. The Port loss was right up
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
It's definitely Cairns for me.
Nah, but
Yeah.
I think the number one would have to be the Essendon loss.
Oh, yeah.
A Spud's game,
Spud's
no less.
game,
And then
yeah.
you look at the way Essendon finished the year, getting pantsed every week.
Oh, God.
We lost to that lot on a Friday night by 10 goals.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I sent it to you guys in the thread. I just still can't believe we got
That was the
we got
season
pumped by
killer.
them.
That was the season killer.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That was it.
Yeah.
This one's from Corey. He's suggesting Gresham and a future first rounder for either Zerha, Taranto, or Rosé. He says, got to be ruthless and get rid of players that still have some value. I love Gresham, but unfortunately his body, kicking and defensive efforts aren't up to what we need to be competitive.
Yeah.
Do we need to be that ruthless? A Gresham? Are we talking Gresham, really? Would you?
At this stage,
Everyone's on the table.
The only one who was untouchable on our list would be maybe Sinclair, Wilkie, and King.
And Steele.
And Steele.
Yeah.
And Steele.
Yeah.
But
Or is he?
outside of that,
Yeah.
it's not working at the minute.
Yeah.
Especially with blokes who've
And
been there
D-Max
for...
untouchable as
D-Max
well.
untouchable. Yeah, I don't know. Do it. I don't know.
I'd cough up someone like Billings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Billings, absolutely. We've got Heath, who I think we've met. He's the guy from Colac that's been to the Bentley Social.
Oh, yeah.
He
Heath,
sent
how are ya?
in some very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, heater.
And
He
it
wears
relates
some
to
cool
kind
jumpers.
of where the list is at and what can we expect. So he goes, hey, mate, I was the guy from Colac at the Bentley Social. I have a seat yearly in level 1, aisle 22, right on the fence at our race. Gives me great access to players and coaches before the game. I spoke to Rats yesterday and put to him that he was still dealing with large parts of the previous list manager blunders and coaching wrongs. He grinned and said it's been hard and we have a long way to go, but yes, it's a bit of a mess. Then Gallagher stepped in and said this is not our list. We are at a stage now where we'll be making big changes to the list. They are right in the mix for some big names. Bassett came in after letting the people employed to do the jobs. That doesn't make much sense. All adds up to big changes and big changes that are needed. Would not surprise me if Jones, Billings and these types are out the door.
Yeah.
Also, the club put a 1-year contract in front of Bytel and it's been bettered by Essendon, so expecting him to leave. So
There you go.
a bit to take in there.
Yeah.
But good insight. He had a chat with Rats and Gallagher as well, and they claim that it's not, the list isn't theirs just yet.
Yeah.
It's not
okay.
where
It's
they,
not what they
this
want.
isn't their team yet.
Yeah.
It's not done.
Okay. Yeah. So there's still more moves to be made.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're not going to. I'm not in the business of naming names at the moment.
Yeah.
But there are some trades that there are players that have been brought in under their watch.
And it hasn't worked.
It hasn't worked.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's
Absolutely.
easy. Yeah.
But they're leaving lasting legacies.
Yeah. Jeepers.
I guess that was still under.
Yeah,
that was
that-
2018.
yeah.
That's not.
Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, and they had to see him out through a contract and negotiate
Nah,
with
yeah,
him to drop
I'm
the
just-
pay.
but-
So
But
yeah.
no,
taking the
that is that is some good insight there.
that
Lots
is very
of-
good insight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I mean, I've been watching All or Nothing, which is the Arsenal documentary, which I mentioned in the chat. You've got to watch it. It's on Amazon Prime if you can do the 30-day trial. I know it's not your team, but the behind the scenes, Arteta came in basically very similar to Rats, underperforming team. The list was nowhere near where he wanted it,
Yeah.
but he had very high expectations. And just every episode, just the development of getting rid of your captain. Like your captain stuffs up and he basically sacks him the next week. Goes into the change rooms and tells the boys, your captain's not playing, he's not part of the team anymore. We're not accepting this. This is not the level that I am
Love it.
preparing
Yeah,
at the
right.
club.
No
he does
dickheads
that
policy.
straight away.
Yeah.
There is no room for errors. He said, anyone else that does this, you're not playing.
Yeah.
You're out. Like he sets the standards. And
Yeah.
it just resonated with me because
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I want Rats to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. True.
And now you see the Arsenal are top of the league. They're playing amazing.
Yeah.
Because he believed in a vision, he's cut the fat and he's got the players in that play the way he wants.
Yeah.
I still think Rats hasn't got the players in that are ready to play the way that he wants.
Yeah.
So I see us in that transition
I like that.
phase.
And that's something that I think needs to be instilled at St Kilda as well. And especially with all this DeGoey chat and whatnot, I think if we're cutting the fat, we're getting rid of those blokes that are, susceptible to that sort of behaviour. So, we've gotten rid of a couple. Keep getting rid of more. And I just want to see some young talent come through. If it's not the way you want it to be, tell us the way you want it to be and make it happen. And this is where I look at Essendon and I go, look, you've completely fucked someone over, so that's no good. But you got balls. Like, you've gone out, Rutten's done nothing for you over the past 2 years, and especially the drop-off that you've had this year. You've gone the wrong way about it. But you've probably done the right thing for the club in terms of getting him out. Now, who they get in is another, conversation. But just to have that say, just to go, nah, he's no fucking good, get him out. Like, great bloke, don't get me wrong. I just don't see that from St Kilda. We give everyone these chances.
I reckon the big difference is the
Coin.
rubber.
Oh.
It's coin because they can afford to
pay him out.
To pay
That's
him
exactly
out.
right.
1.2 million
You know,
they paid
yeah.
out, So
That's it.
It's a bit of money.
So we're just like we're lumped with it.
Yeah, but that's where I get so confused, is that we just hand things over so quickly. And we get ourselves into this financial stress. It's like, Ratton had us 8-3, and we should have gotten into finals, and then we drop off in this part of the year. Any other club would have looked at that coach and gone, like, one of two things needs to happen. Either you need to go because you're at the end of your contract and we haven't got, or we're going to completely,
skin everything and give you one more year.
That's exactly
That's
right.
what I would have done.
Yeah.
With the way it ended.
But we've given him two.
we did.
We're
We've
in
committed.
his pocket now.
Yeah.
So, that's where I kind of look at Essendon and go, okay, well, you got him till the end of his tenure and he got you fucking nowhere. Your third bottom or fourth bottom. Get rid of him. And, it was the shittest way to do so, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fair call.
Good question and good insights there.
Yeah, from Heath. Yeah, that was great. This is from Aiden, and it's relating to the talk about DeGoey.
Yeah.
He says, if you were part of the group that acquires new players for our footy team, what would be your most compelling argument for a person like DeGoey to join St Kilda rather than a competitor? So, your most compelling argument to get him.
Okay. This is where, I was having a chat with the old man. We're looking for a big fish, and we've been looking for a big fish for a long fucking time.
We thought Brad Hill was it, but he hasn't quite turned out to be a big fish.
Yeah. Why are we looking?
Canterbury.
Why are we looking for the Messiah?
Yeah.
And that's why Brad Hill's not having a great time and not playing great footy, and he's copping so much shit from the fans. It's because there was too much on him. He's not going to come in and fix the fucking football club.
Yeah.
Stop acting like it and stop praising him like it before he's done anything on the field, St Kilda. Stop going out and looking for that A-list talent and, that big fish, Because the same shit's just going to happen. We're going to bring in DeGoey. He's not going to play as good a footy as he did at Collingwood, and we're going to end up at the same position. We're going to be 9th or 10th at the end of the year with no development because you're putting too much onto one player. You're looking for this dusty figure that comes once every 20 fucking years. Like the one before him would have been Carey.
Or Fife.
But Fife that was still a good team at Fremantle. That was still a good team to get to that grand final. And Fife is not the Messiah. Fremantle have gotten to the finals without him.
Yeah, true.
He's played no footy.
Yeah.
So stop looking for that Messiah and start looking to your Nasiahs and your Windhavens. You start
He's
looking
been
to
sitting
your
on that one
Owens.
for a bit.
So, back to Aiden's question, the compelling argument to get DeGoey is there's no compelling argument.
There is no compelling argument
Yeah.
to get him in. It's like, yeah, we can pay him and, some players might leave the club and we'll get remuneration.
It's just all about the rock star moves, isn't it? Because he's not coming in cheap.
Yeah.
If he was coming in cheap and he's Collingwood is like dead set bloke, we're off you.
Yeah.
And he hasn't got any, or his options are limited. You'd want to see him go, put himself on the market for cheap and be, I guess, desperate to play AFL football.
Yeah.
What is the update on DeGoey? Do we know if there's anything happening behind
We've
the
got a
scenes?
contract in front of him.
Breaking news.
Breaking
What was that
news.
again?
100%. We have got a contract in front of him.
Yeah. All I'm saying is Saints fans don't think he's
There's going to be...
Christ.
Speaking of things that could reduce memberships, that's going to test the waters.
That will test the waters
Because
big
I
time.
get a lot of messages about JDG and they're not all positive, so it's going to be interesting to see what we do.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah. This
I'm
one's-
more interested on the work that goes on outside of acquiring Jordan DeGoey. I don't give a shit if he comes or not.
The review is the one thing I'm very keen on.
yeah,
David
the
Noble
review.
and what he can do.
Because just real super quick is my argument would be Ben Cousins. The board said no. It was split, and they went with no when we could have had him for 09.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we had Ben Cousins? I know he had a lot of baggage, obviously.
Yeah.
But could you imagine if he was our 22nd man instead of a Robert Eddy or what have
Yeah.
Yeah, then you win the flag.
you? You're winning the.
You're winning the
Yeah.
flag.
I guess, but we're not at that point.
No,
That's
but-
not going to
yeah.
tip us over the line, is it?
Well, it could do in the years to come.
Yeah.
Like, if we're not looking for a 1 year wonder, we're
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
for,
But, that was the question in 09 after finishing 4th in 08, making a prelim. I mean, getting smacked up.
It's
in a
like, yeah,
prelim,
is he
but-
going to win you the flag, or is just natural progression going to do it anyway?
Yeah.
Which we
Yeah.
got close enough, and
Oh,
we
yeah,
almost
as close
proved
as
him
you
wrong.
can get.
Yeah. Anyway, we're not going there.
Not going there. Yeah.
This one's from Matt. Tom Campbell is an absolute unit and should stay on our list. Do
Yeah.
you guys agree?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I thought he was great yesterday, and I think it's bullshit that he waited until round 23 to play him because he's been killing it at VFL level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another thing with the Arsenal thing was if you play shit, you're out, and whoever's playing good in the seconds, you're in.
Yeah.
Not you got to play 10 weeks or a whole year
Yeah.
for Tom Campbell in this case to play
Absolutely.
one game.
Yeah.
And
No.
but I like the chops on him. I think
Yeah.
he should get another year, and good on him because he's been pretty injury prone throughout his career. So it's just nice for him to put together a whole year injury free.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's done well.
Absolutely. Christian's asking, in the first half of the year, we won most / all of our games by dominating the second half, which showed our superior fitness. Yet in the back half of the year, we seemed to lose our ability
Yeah.
to outrun teams. Did overloading training in prep for finals do this, or did other teams simply work us out? How do we change this going into the next year?
I think we tried to change too much
What did we try
in
to
terms of game plan.
In the bye?
we increased the load, as most clubs do. But I think that you look at Geelong and how they came into this year. They found their plan and they stuck to it. And sometimes it didn't work. Against us, didn't work. But against the majority of the AFL, it has.
And it did the second time they played us.
And it did the second time they played us, and it will work throughout
I
finals.
think our fitness is based around our game plan.
Yeah.
In that manic pressure, and
Yeah.
when we come out like we're just going nuts at the opposition, that's when we're supposed to get our bang for our buck and then be able to sort of shift back a few gears.
Yeah.
Like we should have put on 6 goals in that 15-minute period, but we can't kick goals.
Yeah.
So we get to the end of that, we're spent,
Yeah.
but we're not in front. So so
I don't know, it kind of seems to make Collingwood are doing what we were doing in the first half of the season
Yeah.
and just doing it a bit better. Like they've built into that fitness.
They
you
don't know how to lose, really.
No.
Oh yeah.
I mean, apart from Sydney last week. But
we'll see what happens in the finals. But they're doing what we did, but they're getting over the line, especially at this part of the season. It's a little bit harder, but that's what we were doing in the first half. Is like we were sticking with teams, and then burning them.
Yep.
They're sticking with teams, maybe coughing up a few more goals than we would cough up.
yeah, but then
burning them,
Yeah.
and burning them hard. So, yeah.
Max, good evening, boys. I'd like to spread the love and ask each of you a question. Yes. Godfather, what do you think about a potential dynamic duo of Hannahs and Lenny coaching our midfield next year? That'd be pretty dynamic, I'd have to say, but I wouldn't mind that. But I think I wouldn't mind giving Lenny the keys and just saying, it's all yours.
That's it.
That's what we're getting him for. We're not
Yeah.
splitting the workload again.
Effectively,
Lenny, you're the
we've
man.
had Hannah's as an assistant coach for 4 years.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
giving him any more money.
Yeah, it's
he wants to
Lenny.
do it for free.
Yeah.
All right.
Lenny is the midfield coach.
Yeah.
Yes. It's his job.
Yeah,
Yep.
please.
Where the hell did that go? This one's for Joycey. He's asking, same guy. Should Saints push to play at least one home game at RSCA Park and call like local footy round or heritage round, and having one game at RSCA? I mean, for
tell you
the
what,
150th
I was
year.
going to say 150th year. That's not a bad idea. Probably in terms of, I don't know. I don't think the AFL would want it.
Well, we can't have 10,000.
Yeah.
That's all we can have.
talking about
Yeah,
a
we
marble
can't
anyway.
just have 10,000. I think we got to focus on getting the pre-season game there again. That was
Yeah.
awesome. Like
Yeah.
you missed out because you were at Queen.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. But like that was just we played Hawthorn there and it was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Like they had the caravan set up selling tinnies and, you know, like go get some food, get some burgers and everything like that. You had former players there getting around everyone, and it was just an amazing atmosphere to be at Moorabbin at night time as well for that community series. Like that was really cool. That was one of the coolest things I've seen from the St Kilda Football
That was
Club.
grouse.
And now with the grandstand as well, get it done.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been hard over the, you know, past couple of years with COVID, I get it, but this year, it was meant to happen this year and it got moved to Marvel.
And I'd like them to do it so that is only members. Only members can go, not people from the public or people from other teams.
Yeah.
It's only members. So best in, best dressed, or first in, whatever.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
And he's got a question for you, Marsh, and we'll answer this. Is Ben Long destined for a breakout year next year following his electrifying end to the season?
He's broken out.
Yeah, he's broken out.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that as
Give
a
him
breakout
the license.
game. Yep. Give him the contract.
Yeah.
Give him the license.
Yep.
He's the man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt's asking, what's the main difference between Collingwood's game plan and ours?
They kick goals. Their forward line is so functional.
They're just efficient.
And they've got experience, like, in terms of, like, they've got superstars there. You got to remember, Jamie Elliott, when he came into the competition, he was, like, he was the poster boy.
Yeah,
Like, he
he's
was
just always
so
injured,
solid.
But now he's all right.
Yeah, now he's all right, and he's playing great footy. Myercheck is a workhorse. You can always rely on him. I think just their structures. They've got a half-forward flanker as their head coach in a 3-time premiership team. You assume that their forward line's going to be really functional, you know, because he was part of that functioning forward line of Brisbane. So he knows how it should be set up, and he knows how to use the cattle that he's got. I won't say they've got the best forward line in the AFL by far, but you look at the blokes that are coming through, like you've got McCreary, who's the hardest tackler in the AFL by far. You know, that forward pressure is Hamill-like. You know, Ginnivan, exciting. He makes noise. He hasn't done a thing wrong.
I know,
Don't get me wrong.
Good.
And he's so fucking good, and so many people hate him.
Yeah.
You know, but he hasn't stepped a foot wrong. He's just having fun.
Yeah.
He's toying with us, and he loves it. He loves it. He soaks it up.
He's their Milne.
Yeah.
He is. Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
without doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
You know, Milne was in the limelight for all the wrong reasons off the ground. This bloke goes and makes TikToks, you know.
Yeah.
So he's just likeable. And...
Belief. That's it.
Belief. That's exactly
Believe in
right.
the system. It's worked enough for them. They're winning all these close games. They
Yeah.
know when the going gets tough, we play Pies footy, we're going to get the chocolates.
Yes.
Yeah,
Simple as
for
that.
sure.
That's
We
exactly
don't believe
right.
that.
Believe in
Yeah.
your system. Yeah.
And there you go. That was the last one. I thought it'd be a good one to end on, just to compare ourselves
Yeah.
to a top team that's
Yeah.
on a roll at the moment. So
Yeah.
thanks for that, everyone.
Absolutely.
Very kind.
Well, I was going to say there's no game next week.
There's no game next week, but there's going to be, I can feel it, it's building. There's going to be a lot of news.
There's going to be so much St Kilda
So,
news.
can't
yeah,
wait for that.
Before everyone heads off to Bali and goes off for holiday and whatnot for off season, there is
Yeah.
going to be a shit ton of news over the next
Yeah.
7 days. So keep updated on Saints TV.
Really quickly, boys. Really quickly. There is football. There is
of course.
Saints Women's AFLW
Here we are.
Season 7. We're back. Georgia Patrikios is back. And I will be covering it. What also is back is the Saints Talking Saints FCW. Sorry, Joycey just showed me the timer.
Yeah.
Talking Saints FCW is coming back this week.
Yes, it is.
Nat Exxon will be joining us again for this season.
Brilliant.
I'm doing the meals tomorrow night, so I'll see which exciting Saints player we can get onto the potty to
Beautiful.
catch us up with everything that's happening ahead of our big game
Yeah.
on Saturday against the Swans 5-10. And yeah, more to come on that. But
Whereabouts?
it's up in Sydney.
Up in
Okay.
Sydney.
However, Bentley Social will put out some information there. But for any, not quite a disco, but if people want to just watch the women open up their season, get down to the social. I'll put out a little bit of information later on in the week. But it's super exciting, and we'll get right into it very soon later on in the week.
Brilliant.
Bloody
Can't
oath.
wait for that.
That's going to be so good. I can't wait for the girls this year. It's
Yeah.
going to be awesome. Alrighty, well, we'll wrap it up there. Saints fans, again, thank you for another fantastic season of Saints
Yeah.
football, and we can't wait to get talking.
Super quick. Loved everyone who came. A big shout out to everyone who came up to us and just said really nice things about our
Yeah.
potty, about what Jakey does, and also some nice things about Tilly Marler.
There we
Heaps
go.
of people came up.
That's
It was just
beautiful.
delicious. It was really nice.
Yeah. He's going to cry.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, on that fantastic note, we'll finish up here and we'll get stuck into it. We'll put our heads into our laptops and focus on what's going to be happening over the next 7 days, and we'll get back to you. So keep updated. Go Sainers.
Out the
Go
Sainers.
Sainers.
I really love my Saints footy, and I love the feeling. So does the family. Oh yeah, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy, Saints footy.